Everybody hear me? Okay, well, I'm hopefully I have my microphone turned on and everything. I'm always a little bit curious about, or always a little bit vague on how all this works. So I can see my microphone's making like little green blobs. Anyway, so I think I might make this what I do for Saturday Hodgepodge for a while. I really like the live format. It means there's one less video to make a week and to plan, and I really like the interaction that comes from doing lives. Good morning, Ann. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Sabine. Long time no hear from you. Great. Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. So I was talking about how I really like the hey Ami about how I really like the live stream format for kind of my Saturday hodgepodge. And another reason why I wanted to do it this week was because since today is the second, there's almost nothing I would have read to kind of talk about as a part of the hodgepodge. Even though I did finish Coraline by Neil Gaiman yesterday, but it's kind of, as you guys probably are aware, it's kind of a kid's book. It's only about 180 pages long, so it was really easy to read. Hey, how are you? I guess it is afternoon where you are. I always forget, to adjust for the time zone. I forget sometimes being, American centric, I guess, as stereotypical American that I am. But good afternoon to those of you in Europe and whatever other time zone you may happen to be in. Great to hear from you, Mark. So anyway, since I didn't have a lot to read, I hadn't had a lot that I knew I would have read. I didn't expect even finishing Coraline, which I did. I did also start Reamble by Priya Heim, which I'm enjoying as a part of Shorty September. But I thought what I would do is kind of do the BookTube behind the scenes tag, which was created by Shelley Swearingen as kind of a live thing to kind of get that interaction directly, because I thought the tag is really good. I don't do a lot of tags, and it's one of those tags which I think kind of invites interaction or discussion on BookTube. So I thought I would do that tag. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the tag has 13 questions, even though it's really more than that. Good day. Hello to you, Jacqueline, in Ireland. I wish the sun would shine a little less here in Texas. Anyway, so to get on with what I was going to say. I haven't read that. I'm not. Was Revenge by Michael Cohen good? I'm not sure that's a book I've heard of. But you said it was amazing. I'm sorry, I didn't read it in your sentence. Well, good. I'll look into that. So I thought I would do the tag, and maybe that's not something that we want to do here on these lives, but I thought I'd do the tag today. Like I said, there are 13 questions here, and so with some have an A and a B part. So I thought I'd just go through those real quickly. So the first question was, what has surprised me most about BookTube? It surprised me in a good way and surprised me in a bad way. So what I would say is things that surprised me in a good way is that I was surprised by how much BookTube has affected what I read and my reading taste and the things that I choose to read. Like, for instance, Anne just recommended to me Revenge by Michael Cohen. That's a book I hadn't heard of, and it's a good example of how BookTube and interacting with people on BookTube has kind of changed my reading taste, introduced me to books that I would have never probably heard of or thought about reading. So, to me, that is the most surprising thing. I don't know why I didn't think that might happen when I was when I decided to make a BookTube channel, but it has surprised me. The thing that surprised me badly is how easily I have been caught up in BookTube drama, and that's kind of a personal failing of mine, something that I did not anticipate. I probably should have, given that my personality has a tendency to tend towards, I think I've described it as irascibility. There are certain things which set me off quite easily. And so I've been a little surprised and disappointed in myself about getting caught up in that drama from time to time. Question 2 was, how do I balance my reading with BookTube? Um, so I'm retired. So that's usually my answer to everything. Mark, you might be right. I might actually love the drama. I certainly love the drama, political engagement. I would say, and defending myself just a little bit, maybe, I don't love the drama when it comes to personal things. And unfortunately, like I said, I've been guilty of not controlling myself in that area. My answer to question two, how do I balance reading and booktube, is I would say that being retired allows me a lot of time to balance things. I will say that being retired, I thought I'd be conscious of having a lot more time, but strangely, I don't feel like I do. So that anything else I have to do uh, seems to really impinge on my time to read or do booktube. If I were going to be honest, I think the last few months, probably BookTube has dominated over reading because I've been kind of in reading slumps for a while. Even though I'm hoping Shorty September will cure me of that. Question three was, ever thought about starting a Patreon account? I definitely have, and I did. Technically, there's still a Patreon page. I didn't close it down because I thought I might want to retool it and start it again. I thought that Patreon would be different for me, and I'm going to kind of get to. Hi, Stephanie. I want to kind of get to the thing I like about BookTube, but I'll have to kind of give some of it away here. So, everybody who signed up for my Patreon, I really appreciate it. It was great. All those people were wonderful and supportive, and I really appreciated it. But I missed the interaction. What I felt like was I was making videos. Um, and for just from my Patreon channel. And because there were not nowhere near as many people who were my patrons. Hey, hi Angela. Nowhere near as many people who were my patrons. I didn't get as much interaction, and what I found was I felt like I wasn't getting from Patreon what I got from BookTube. And when I ended the channel, or when I attempted or announced that I was ending my channel, I was going to make content anymore, several people said, it wasn't, I didn't subscribe to your Patreon for the content. I subscribed to your Patreon to support your channel. I thought, well, okay, that's really nice, but there's something in me that says if I'm going to charge you money, I need to give you a product, or I need to be doing something to earn that money. And so I just really felt uncomfortable with the way things were working and with my satisfaction with it and what I was doing for my patrons. So I may retool and do something else different later. Question four is, have you made mistakes on BookTube? And the answer is yes. This, by the way, Mark, not specifically about the drama, but this would be mistakes I've made in videos. Probably the biggest mistake I made was I made a video about art and whether or not art could be judged objectively or subjectively. And I made this whole quiz thing where you were supposed to choose, which piece of art was your favorite, and then explain why in the comment section. And unfortunately, in discussing the pictures, the art piece of art in that video, I made the mistake of using the word realistic instead of representative. I said that the painting behind me on the wall back there, which is a Magritte, was realistic. And what I meant was that it accurately kind of represented what a train looked like and a mantelpiece looked like, that it was representative in that way, not that the picture itself was realistic. And that kind of caused things to go off the rails with that video. And that video actually took down just because I was embarrassed by that mistake. And then I made a mistake in a Faulkner video in which I said that Ike McCaslin, or I said something about a mixed race character of Ike McCaslin and Go Down Moses. And that was a mistake. And a commenter called me out on that. And I considered taking it down, and instead I just made a correction. But yes, I've definitely made mistakes on BookTube. Question five is advice for BookTubers. Hi, MJ. How are you? Yeah, Mark, that debate was, I thought I'd really had a good idea for kind of how to talk about that, at least to frame it. around, art and what people like and why they like the art they like. And it started off, I don't remember, it started, you probably don't, Mark, because you have a life, but um, it started off with me kind of comparing a picture my daughter had watercolored of like cookies or a penguin or something like that with art, and saying that we could objectively say that this piece of real art is better than my daughter's penguin. And lots of people objected to even that idea. And so I came up with this whole quiz thing, and it was a lot of work, and it just didn't work out. So then question 5, advice for booktubers. And I don't think I have anything to say here that anybody else probably wouldn't say. And that is to make your channel something that makes you happy. Make the videos that you want to make. I assume most of you watch my channel from time to time, and you know that I have very strongly held political opinions, and I share those from time to time on my channel because that is satisfying to me, and that oftentimes brings in a lot of negatives. It causes me to lose, a few subscribers for a little while, but I enjoy doing that. I enjoy making the videos that I make. As a matter of fact, I really kind of slowed down on making tag videos, even though people do continue to tag me sometimes, which I appreciate, just because I didn't feel like in the tags I had much new to say. This tag I thought was different because some of the questions I thought were things that I hadn't actually addressed. So question 6 is thoughts on the algorithm. Boy, do I have thoughts on the algorithm. My first thought on the algorithm is this: that the algorithm is not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy to prevent, you from being successful, or from you from being able to monetize, or any of that kind of stuff. YouTube wants videos monetized. Obviously, they're monetizing people's videos who don't qualify to be a part of the AdSense partnership right now. And they want people to watch the videos. The algorithm is not a conspiracy. The algorithm is a program designed to help YouTube make money by putting out there the videos that the algorithm decides people want to see the most, from people who the algorithm can analyze data and say these people's videos are more popular than these people's. It's not a conspiracy. So, how exactly to capitalize on the algorithm, how to, play to the algorithm. My advice would be to not really try. Again, I'll talk about this in a minute, but I had like unusual growth around this time last year, in October of last year, in which I had 2 videos which did really well compared to my normal videos and how many views they get. And it was really kind of surprising. And I don't have any real idea of how that happened. Even though the thumbnails for both those videos were different than my normals, and they were maybe a little bit more provocatively titled, but that is not a kind of algorithmic success that's been repeated since then. And I think attempting to have that kind of success is generally speaking not going to make you happy, because it's going to make you wonder. I think that the primary reason is it's going to make you wonder what other people are doing that you're not doing. So that I think leads to envy and jealousy and worrying about things that are probably not worth your time to worry about. Question 7 has 2 parts. 7A is how do you decide what videos to make? And 7B, are you overwhelmed with ideas? So 7A, how do you decide what videos to make? Like I said, I make the videos that make me happy. I do like to think of like series videos, like the videos on books that ended friendship, or things like that. I have made videos that I found very satisfying to make about specific authors and their work or their lives. Those kind of things I really like to make. Those are not ideas I have all that often. Oftentimes I feel like that my creativity for creating videos has kind of diminished a great deal. But I make the videos that I want to make. Do I ever feel overwhelmed with ideas? I would say rarely is that the case. There's always, I think, standard videos to make and tags, but just want to make a video. And I don't feel overwhelmed with ideas. Question 8 is, you ever regretted posting videos? I haven't regretted posting videos, even though, like I said, the art video um, was, a mistake because I made a mistake in the video, but I didn't regret posting it. I guess that may not be true. I regretted the time I spent making that video and conceptualizing it, only to have, a mistake I made ruin the video. I regretted that, but I don't regret posting it. I do, getting back to the drama thing, since I brought it up, I do regret comments that I've left. Uh, whether intentional or not, not always as cautious there as I should be, and I regret that. Question 9 also has two parts. Are views and sub numbers meaningful to you? That's part A. And part B, are they a measure of the success of your channel? I would say that sub numbers and views are meaningful to me in the sense that they increase the chance I have to interact with other people. Yeah, Alan, like you, if I was here to get paid, then I am woefully underpaid for the amount of work that goes into this. And I know uh, that the amount of work almost everybody puts in is not equal to the amount of pay they get from YouTube. But what I want and what I enjoy on YouTube is interaction in the comments, interaction in videos, like in lives like this. It's one reason why I'm thinking about doing this more often. That's really what I like. Um, uh, oh, geez, Angela, if I were going to suggest a French author, it would definitely be Balzac. You're never going to run out, probably, of his works. I think he published, what, 36, 40 something novels. They're all kinds of shorter works, and he is my favorite French author. So I would definitely say Balzac is my answer to your what French author would I suggest you read? But anyway, that interaction is what I'm here for. And so the more subscribers I have, the more potential interaction I have, the more views a video gets. That's a marker of how much interaction I have. And, to me, the most important thing is comments, not the number of comments, but the comments that I do get. So then, are views and subscribers a measure of success? Only in the sense that they indicate, or in some way indicate, how much interaction I might be getting. So, if I'm out there thinking of a video idea, uh, hi, Angelia, I'm glad you woke up. If I am thinking of video idea, I'll be honest, I'm thinking, is this a video that people are going to watch? Is this a video people are going to respond to? Because I want that interaction. And so, yeah, in that sense, views and sub numbers do matter, even though, I'm sure if you have a channel, that your sub number can be anything, and that doesn't necessarily translate into views. People sub your channel, forget they subbed your channel, stop watching YouTube for months. That kind of thing isn't a measure necessarily of success in that way, but it does at least put your videos out there in front of more people. Oh, I need to read more Annie Ernaux, and good call on that. So then question 11 is, question 10 is, are you disappointed with the growth of your channel? Gosh, no. I am surprised that my channel has as many subs and gets as many views as it does. Like I said, I had unusual growth last year around this time, and I added about 2,000 subscribers, which is about twice as many as I can expect to add in a year. Which was just kind of a fluke, and that surprised me. And so, no, I'm not the least bit disappointed in the growth of my channel. I will say that sometimes I think about a video, I think this is a great idea for a video, I really want to make this video, and then viewers don't respond to it. That I find disappointing, but that's not viewers' fault. That's me. That's the videos I choose to make, the way I present them, how I shoot them. People get tired of hearing me say like that. All kinds of things can drive people away. Question 11, have you ever thought about quitting? Yes, I did seriously think about quitting in May of 2022. Yeah, Mark, those subs, I think, don't necessarily translate into views. To go back and to talk about your comment, they really don't translate into views particularly well. I think they're just potential views because they'll show up. My videos will show up in their subscription feed, And so potential views, I think if I average 10% views on the number of subs I get, I consider that video to have been widely viewed for my channel. Most of my videos don't achieve that 10%. So like if I have 7,000 subscribers, if I get 700 views, I think, okay, well, that's a video that appealed to people who subscribe to my channel, whoever they may be or wherever they may have subscribed. But most of my videos, I think, end up in the 500, 450, 550 kind of range. Um, and that's true, MJ. It's a good point. Just because the algorithm throws your videos out there, with the exception of Saturday Hodgepodge videos, most of my videos do get more views from non-subs than from subscribers. So maybe I'm wrong about that. But then back to question 11: have I ever thought about quitting? May of 2022, I felt like I'd kind of run out of ideas, things I wanted to say. And so I took May of 2022 off. I think I made a video at the beginning of the month and then didn't make another video until June. I think it was May, might have been April. And I just wanted to see, what it was like to not do BookTube. If I missed it, if there was something I wanted to do. And I probably didn't watch BookTube for a couple of weeks, and then I missed watching BookTube. And then when I watched BookTube, I saw things that inspired ideas I wanted to do, and I decided I wasn't done. Thank you, MJ. I appreciate that. Yeah, Alan, we all had 100 subscribers at one point, as long as we're above 100 subscribers now. But yeah, that's absolutely true. Thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate that. I feel like now I was fishing for that compliment or that affirmation. Anyway, making me feel good. That's got to be a good thing. Question 12, 12A is, what are your most touching comments? The most touching comments I get are comments where people want to engage me and discuss a book. Recently, I've had a subscriber from, I believe they live in Egypt, who has been watching my videos and commenting and leaving these great comments, which really, they just share their knowledge about the author that I'm talking about in the book, and they're always very pleasant and excited to talk about books. And to me, those are the most touching comments. The ones where people say, "Hey, I read that book you recommended and I liked it," or "Hey, have you read this book? I think you would like it." Oh, thank you, Anne. That is one of the Erno books that I definitely want to get to. But those are the comments that I find to be, the most touching in general. People who just want to share their love of books, or book, or share a book that we have in common, that we both like. So yes, Alan, that is. I think Katoon is the name. She is great, and I love all of her comments. I don't oftentimes have a lot to say back because her comments are usually informational, but that true love of books and reading and excitement about what she's seeing and talking about, it makes those comments great. I'm glad she found your channel as well, Alan. And then the comments that are the worst comments. I can't remember exactly how Shelley phrased it in her question, but the comments that are the most irritating, most hurtful, are the most frustrating. Those would be comments where people just say, "Who are you to question?" I'm going to use Cormac McCarthy because I get more flack for my Cormac McCarthy opinions than any other opinions I put out here, other than my political ones. Who are you to question Cormac McCarthy? What are your qualifications? And my point is, my qualification is I have a BookTube channel, and I feel free to make a video and talk about whatever I want to. That's a great thing about this kind of BookTube as a democratic experience, little d democratic experience, is that you don't have to have credentials. If you don't think that what I'm saying is informed, if you don't think that what I'm saying is good, you can just, not watch my videos. I do oftentimes enjoy also, I do oftentimes enjoy the commenters who feel like they have to comment to tell you they're unsubscribing or they'll never watch none of the videos again. And because I'm like, okay, great. You've definitely made the right decision, and go in peace as far as I'm concerned. And the last question, the tag is, where do I see myself in 5 years on BookTube? And I would say I have no idea. Like I said, I did contemplate quitting once in the past, and if you don't know, I started off on YouTube. I have a fishing channel where I went bass fishing from the bank, and I made hundreds of videos over there, and I just eventually got tired of having to film myself fishing in order to create uh, content. Um, and it kind of ruined fishing for me. And if BookTube ever gets to the point where it ruins reading for me, then I will definitely go. That would be a signal to go. Yes, when my book comes out, MJ, I think that's what you're talking about. When my book comes out, I will definitely be shamelessly promoting my own work on my channel uh, because I will be proud of it when it does finally come out, which hopefully will be sometime in the spring of 2024. And the title right now would be MacArthur's Bloody Butchers, and it's a military history of uh, Company G of the 163rd Regiment in their fight in the Pacific. That is the book that will be coming out. See, Mark says participating in BookTube gives you those credentials to some extent because you're consistently using your critical muscles when talking about books and videos. That's a good point, Mark. And I think that you're right. And I certainly approach it that way with other people. Occasionally I think when I'm watching a video, in complete honesty, um, thank you, Mark. Uh, yeah, Angela, I'll definitely have. It'll just be like solid, additions in my book behind me. I'll move over there and have the bookshelf in the background so I can do that. Um, um, but I do sometimes watch a video and think, well, I don't disagree with that, and I wonder if I have read more of that author and that's why I disagree, or usually I just think, well, it's just a difference of opinion. And one of the things also I could go back to question number one on this video about is one of the things that surprises me about BookTube is how much more tolerant I've become of other people's opinions about books and authors, and a realization that I'm not any more of an expert really than most other people on these topics, and I should get down off my high horse. Alan, this whole giveaway, this is really one of those things which Alan asked, are you going to have a giveaway contest, etc.? I hadn't thought about that. Good idea, Alan. The publisher has asked me if I want to buy copies of the book so that I can sell them. I could buy them at a discount so that I could sell them. And I'm naturally cautious with my money. so, so I'll let you know. I'm not sure my publisher does ARCs, MJ. If they did, I'd definitely put you on the list. I'll have to check into that. I don't think it's going to be one of those books which has a release date, which is necessarily something that like publishers of fiction would do like that. But if ARCs are something that's a possibility, I will definitely make sure you get one. The contract says that there provides for the possibility of ebooks. I assume it's going to appear in ebook format, and that will be available in part because it described the royalties I would get from ebook sales. So I think, Mark, there'll be an ebook. I was reading Jacqueline's comment here. Yeah, that's the other thing that BookTube has kind of convinced me of, that there are all these books I'm never going to have a chance to read, all these books I missed in the past while I was, too busy obsessing over Hemingway or Faulkner or any of those kind of things. I appreciate everybody's support on offering to buy the books, and like I said, I will look into buying copies and then selling them to you so I can sell them at a discount to you. But like I said, I have no idea how many that would be, and yeah, I don't think the publisher is mostly based in the UK, and so they don't really set up book signings or events, even though they're more than willing to support those kind of things if I can arrange them. And that just doesn't feel so much like me. But we'll see. I need to get on board with the shameless self promotion. Uh, well, Alan, that's okay that you haven't gotten to my story yet. It's really near the end of the Stygian collection. I will say it's really short. So yeah, MJ, it's all a great point right now, and that is something that I'm trying to gear myself up for. Right now, I am deep in the weeds of editing and finding copyright-free images and maps that I can use, and worrying about making the index and meeting deadlines. So I assume that once I get everything turned in on December the 1st, I assume that once I get everything turned in, then my part will be of that production will be done. I can start thinking about other things. Uh, I don't think, Stephanie, there's any budget for road trips or book signings. There is in Texas, kind of nearish where my daughter lives. The Museum of the Pacific War is located in Fredericksburg, Texas. And so, in my head, when I was thinking, I should do something about this promotion, in my head, I thought, well, I wonder if I could arrange to have, sell books and sign books there. I don't know if they do things like that, but we'll see. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. I will say that, my book is very different from the kind of books that I read and, generally speaking, talk about on BookTube. I don't know how I kind of fell into this whole it seems like what I end up writing is nonfiction about military subjects in one way or another. Hi, Jess. Mark, they are not funding a trip to Europe, unfortunately. That is not something that they're going to be doing or promoting, but I think they do a lot of online promotion and things like that. Yeah, research purposes, maybe. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to go to New Guinea, which is where most of my book takes, or a lot of my book takes place. It's not high on my list of places to go, but I don't know. There's a whole lot to write about my great uncle that died at the Battle of Antietam. There, to get deep in the nerd military history weeds, there's already a book about the military unit that he belonged to. That's been written and published. So, I don't think there's enough there about him to write about. Number one, he didn't live very long because he was, I believe, in his late teens or early 20s when he died at Antietam. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where all that is in terms of book stuff. And like I said, right now I'm definitely, stuck in the world of editing misery and worried about making deadlines and things like that. But unlike the first book I published, this publisher, which is Casemate, is there is actually an advance, which is nice, and so that's been unique. Not a big advance. But it exists, which was unusual. The first book I published was with the University Press, and there was absolutely no advance. On the other hand, their editorial work was more hands-on than this has proven to be up to this point. But I assume in the future it will pick up as soon as I can actually send them something, so they can give me editorial advice. Been going about 35 minutes, which is a long time for me to talk on a Saturday morning. That might be the drawback. I do have another writing project that has come up, or I've been thinking about for some time. It would be a biography of a World War I Marine and artist and writer, which is kind of similar to what the first book was about. And the real reason why, Mark, that would be my my choice is that man's archives are located close to me, so that all of the research material, or not all, but the majority of the research material in terms of letters and journals and those kind of things would be easily accessible to me. And I think it would have interest to university publishers within the state. But other than that, I don't have a real other project idea. I told somebody, the Stygian Collection, Holly from the Stygian Collection is doing these interviews with the authors. If you haven't seen those, if you don't subscribe to Holly or the Stygian Collection, please, think about doing that. And, one of the things that came up in it is like, how do I decide what to write or something like that? And, when I'm talking about writing nonfiction, which is, what I write, I do think about, is this something someone would publish? Whereas with fiction, which is really more something I do just for fun, I'm not thinking about publication. So, if I come up with an idea that I think it would be might end up being published, then yeah, I would definitely pursue something different. Um, it has not posted yet. I think it's supposed to post here sometime soon, but I kind of delayed things by not having a good picture. But Holly's going to go ahead with it soon. But yeah, it should post relatively soon. I can't remember the exact date when she's going to post my interview, that Stygian Collection interview. But it's not that I'm looking at publication. It's not that I'm considering publication in terms of making money. That's always a shock if I make any money at all from what I write. But I do like the idea of the work that goes into it, which primarily work involving research and time that goes into it, paying off with actual publication. Where, as I was saying, with fiction, I'm kind of doing that for fun more than anything else. Yeah, maybe. My dad wrote stories about our family members in the Civil War, kind of. So I feel like I'd be treading a little bit on what he'd already done, but possibly, yeah. Wow, 36 minutes. So I think this is a record for a live for me. Apparently, I'm miss teaching where I could just talk all the time. Yeah, the Stygian Collection has been really upfront, really open about everything, and essentially offered, the people who got into the collection could either take a one-time cash payment or just a percentage of whatever royalties they're paying, and then you could get a link, which I keep forgetting to put in my videos, where if somebody buys by clicking on your link, you get a little bit of money that way. So yeah, that's been great. Not that they've had to send out royalties yet or anything, but just really, I really want them to be successful, because I think they've really attempted to go about it the right way, and in a way which I appreciate. NJ, I did see Ollie's announcement, and if I can think of a story I want to submit, I have an idea, but I'm not sure that I can pull it off for a story to submit to them. But if I can think about it and get it done, I will definitely send it off, because that's been a lot of fun and something I've enjoyed doing. Alan, my favorite sushi is yellowtail, just literally the fish on the rice. Yellowtail is my absolute favorite. Whenever my son and I go eat sushi, then that's what I save for last. I don't mind, the rolls are okay, but generally speaking, just the fish on the rice is what I like. That's what I say all the time. So if you haven't tried yellowtail and you're going to a good sushi place, I would definitely try that. You like the cheesecake at the sushi place? They have cheesecake. Wow. All right. I don't know that I've been there. The place we used to go for sushi had ice cream, and always kind of interesting flavors of ice cream, like green tea ice cream, and they had like a red wine ice cream for a while. So yeah. Okay, well, I'm going on 40 minutes here, and that seems like quite a lot. I want to thank all of you who've stopped by, who've been watching and commenting and questioning. Ah, gotcha. Who've been questioning and leaving comments. Really appreciate that. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for all the encouragement, all the kind words. and everything. And particularly always, people I haven't heard from for a while. And Mark, always great to hear from you. So thank you all, and hope you have a good Saturday, whether it's Saturday afternoon where you are or Saturday morning, or I guess it's possible it's tomorrow in some places. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. Thanks.